Diabetes is a disease in which the body can't produce enough insulin or can't properly use the insulin it produces. Let's look at that in more detail. Our food comes from three major groups: carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. When these foods go through the digestive system, they are converted into glucose, the fuel that the body uses for energy. The insulin enters the bloodstream alongside the glucose. The glucose then enters the bloodstream, and from the blood vessels, it is transferred to the cells of the body. But by itself, the glucose is unable to enter the cells. The membranes of the cells prevent the glucose from passing through. Effectively, the cells are locked to the glucose. But sometimes this process does not work properly, and the glucose does not enter the cells. This can be caused when the pancreas does not produce any insulin, or if the pancreas does not produce enough insulin. Insulin is created in the pancreas, an organ which is located just underneath the stomach and just above the large intestine. From the blood vessels, the insulin attaches itself to areas on the body cells known as insulin receptors. These insulin receptors allow insulin to bind to the cell. When the insulin binds with the receptor, it unlocks the cell's membrane, allowing the glucose to enter the cell. Let's look at the complications of diabetes mellitus. Click on the pulsing markers for more details. When this process is working properly, the cells of the body receive the fuel that they need, and the glucose levels in the blood remain at normative levels. It can also happen when the cells of the body develop insulin resistance and the insulin is unable to perform its unlocking task. When any of these three conditions are present, the result is the medical condition of diabetes mellitus. In order to access the cells, the glucose requires the assistance of insulin, which acts as a key, allowing the glucose to enter the cell. The pancreas releases insulin into the bloodstream when it detects an increase in glucose in the blood. As we have seen, diabetes is a disease in which the body cannot produce enough insulin or can't properly use the insulin it produces. Next, let's look at two kinds of diabetes. There are two kinds of diabetes, type 1 and type 2. Click it left for more information. Type 1 and type 2 diabetes have many of the same symptoms: unusual thirst, extreme fatigue, frequent urination, erectile difficulties, cuts and bruises that are slow to heal, blurred vision, frequent or recurring infections, weight change, gain or loss, tingling or numbness in the hands or feet. Although there is no cure for diabetes, its complications can be managed by taking the steps indicated at left. Please click on the buttons at left for more information. As we have seen, diabetes is a disease in which the body cannot produce enough insulin or can't properly use the insulin it produces. If left untreated, diabetes can cause vision problems, neuropathy, kidney damage, foot damage, skin conditions, and even dementia. Although there is no cure at present, diabetes can be managed with diet and exercise.